week. Um, yeah, yeah, it was a good week. I was in Toronto, eating yummy foods, but traveling a lot. I ended up traveling there, coming back, going back there, like I think like 4 times. I think I traveled like 4 times.
Hmm.
Like every day I was going back and forth, but it was okay. It was fun. And the kids were doing well, and had a good date yesterday, so that was fun. Yeah, so 8 and yeah, I'm sure by the end of this call I'll be like at an 8.5 or a 9 after talking to you guys.
Nice. Cool.
So yeah,
Welcome.
so
Good to see you,
I'll
man.
yeah,
You can
good
pass
to
it
see you
off.
guys. I will pass it off to Mr. Jisoo.
Yes, I'm at 8 too. I just met up with friends that I haven't seen in almost 3 to 4 years since the beginning of COVID. And there's a lot to eat. And I just met up with one of the family, our friend, who's also in the, what do you call it? Infant toddler daycare industry. So I was like, great. And I would like to touch base with you more in regards to seeing how Taekwondo can help you in a program with the daycare. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So yeah, that's good. 8.
Nice.
How are you, Chankfoot? I've never seen your face in like months. Good to see your face. Nothing. I can't hear you.
He's working on it,
Oh,
I think. Sign language, dude. It's all good. Just, awesome. Good, All right, we'll let him figure it out.
those earbuds are from.
All right, we'll go to Clement and we'll come back to Foot.
Yeah, I guess since everybody's 8, it's I'm an 8 too. But one thing that's so sad right now, we just noticed yesterday, is they just grow too fast. It's just like just 2 weeks ago, or just even a few days ago, it's just like she's smaller, and then all of a sudden it's just like, did she get bigger? And I'm just like, oh man, her feet, her hands, her fingers, she's getting so much bigger than before, and she's much heavier and she's longer now. So we're like, oh no, it's going by so fast. But yeah, no, everything else is pretty good though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, man. If it flies, has your kid outgrown the clothes that she got?
She's outgrowing. Like she's like fit. She still fits in it, or in some of it.
Yeah.
But yeah. And yes, those clothes were very helpful. Thank you so much.
Good. I think we have a few more coming your way. So if you're open to that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. My daughter outgrew hers so much, so fast. So my wife gave me so much shit. She's like, why are you making our daughter into a sausage? She's like, trying to put the pants on, it doesn't fit, right? Anyway, yeah, I'll set something up with you so I can pass this off.
Thank you.
Yeah. Uche, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, so we're doing quick check-ins. Number and why?
I'm at 8. Neutral, pretty good week. Oh, I watched the Charlie Puth concert, Toronto. It's pretty nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's very talented. Also, July, I'm going to Montreal for a metal band concert. Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming to Canada, so I may see you, David, when I'm there. Yeah, that's awesome. Send me the details. I might come with you. I went to a metal concert. Like, I'm not really into metal, but I like the what they call the mosh pits, because they're fun too. throw people around in. But yeah, let me know. I'd love to go. I went to go see August Burns Red maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, and yeah, a lot of fun.
Sweet. Yeah, I haven't listened to Avenged Sevenfold in so long. They're pretty old.
Yeah, their new album came out recently. Yeah.
They're still making music. Sweet.
Which group?
Avenged Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold. I've never heard of that.
While we have you here, you want to play your favorite? Do you listen to them a lot, Ujay?
Not really. It's just I didn't know them before, but like some of my friends were like into metal, and like I'm just tagging along with them to like just see what it's like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they had some pretty good songs. You'll have fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Foot, did you fix your mic?
Work now.
Yeah, good.
Okay, good. So yeah, it's been a while. Been on vacation for how long was I on vacation for? Like a month. But yeah, I feel good. Been trying to catch up with work and all that stuff. Been probably like an 8 now. Next weekend I'm going to be in Toronto. So Wuji, if you want to meet for like a drink or something. I'll be working on Friday. I got a wedding on Sunday.
Yeah, sure, I'm down.
I'll let you know. I'll connect with you over there. It'll be a very tight timeline doing like a red eye. Not ideal. But
And how was your trip?
it was good, man. So funny thing is like I'm a groomsman at another wedding in July, and before I left for the trip, we went to get the suits done, right? And then I was like, oh, I might need to get this tailored because it's like a little bit loose on the waist. And then when I came back, it's not loose on the waist.
Nice. You ate well, lived well. Glad to see you.
Yeah, you as well, man.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, you, Dave, Clement, you guys got something for us, yeah? All right. So, Foot, you weren't here for the past I don't know how many calls. But we put together something called the Cultural Deep Dive, and Wujay and Andrew talked about Korea and their culture and told us about, more details on the taboos and what they do. And so Clement and David now have their turn. And you guys are doing which culture?
So we decided to do China, but we decided to do the Hakka people.
Nice.
Yeah, I figured like since a lot of the Chinese people in Mauritius are of Hakka cultural, and Clement being Chinese, it was a nice way to kind of marry both. So yeah.
Awesome. So this is a continuation of the Cultural Deep Dive. We'll give you guys 50 minutes on the clock, and then you can bedazzle us or
Cool.
wow us. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So I guess I'll start. So Clement and I decided to do the Hakka culture, Chinese culture. We're gonna just take turns. I took inspiration from what Wujay and Mr. Jisoo Andrew did, doing the 5 questions, 5 questions. We're gonna go each do one at a time. Take turns, Trisha. So yeah, so we did the Chinese culture. I'm sorry, but this is gonna be just like training at work. There'll be a lot of reading of slides or information that I did maybe get off the internet, that I got all off the internet. Might have been a little bit of chat GPT, but anyway, I made it my own. So, all right. So China is a vast, diverse country, right? Has definitely a very rich cultural heritage. There's many ethnic groups in China. Right now, China actually recognizes 56 groups. And each has their own like distinct tradition, customs, languages, and that's what we're going to go through in our little presentation. So these diverse groups contribute to countries, vast different cultures, and they range from the Han Chinese that are the majority. I think it's like over 92%. And then the rest of the other 55 cultures make up about 8%. And that can be anyone from the Tibetans, the Uyghurs, the Mongols, and each culture has like very distinct, they have distinct characteristics that obviously play a big part in China's culture, right, as a whole. So we did the Hakka people. So Hakka people are an ethnic group that are found primarily in southern China and many regions across the world. Mauritius one being one of them as well. I know Indonesia is another big one. So the term Hakka actually translates to guest families. And it reflects their migrating nature. So they were a nomadic people that would go from place to place. And they're very well known for the resilience, hard work, and strong community ties. They have a rich heritage and many different traditions. And that's what we're going to go through in our little presentation. So let's start with question 1, which was, all right, what traditional customs or rituals are important in your culture and how are they celebrated or observed? So first one would be, but I think this one is very generalized to most cultures in China or most cultures in general, but ancestor worship. So the worshiping of ancestors is of great importance for the Hakka people. They believe in honoring and paying respects to the ancestors. This is typically done through ancestral halls or ancestral tablets that are usually found in the home, the family home. And there'll be all types of offerings, anything from food, incense, candles that make up most of these ceremonies during special occasions. The next one would be the Hakka Tulu. So Tulu means in earthen buildings. So it's a unique communal residence that's found in the Hakka regions of Fujian and Guangdong provinces. So they're basically circular or square buildings that are built with multiple stories to accommodate extended families. So kind of like a multi-generational kind of home, but I guess on a bigger scale. So Hakka Tulu are not only architectural marvels, but also serve as symbols of Hakka identity and communal living. They are often visited by tourists, and some Tulus are included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Go ahead, Clement. Question number 2.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Great introduction. I am going to be talking about some of the food that the Hakka people are known for. And of course, there's a lot of food. And so I can't go over everything. So I'm just going to go over a few things. Since, as David said, Hakka people are known for their migratory history. So they moved from, North China, migrating slowly down to the Cantonese-speaking provinces. And so that's why a lot of them speak Cantonese as well. So a lot of their cuisine would be from various regions because of that. And they're really characterized by their hearty and rustic flavors and the use of simple ingredients. So one of the things that I did not know any of these were Hakka until I researched it. So one of these things is called the Niang tofu. It's technically like fermented bean curd. I actually have a bottle in my fridge, but I didn't know it was Hakka. And it's preserved tofu in a brine or rice wine mixture. and then until it develops a distinct flavor. So they're small. They're not. It's not food. It's like a condiment. It's like an add-on to some food. So I usually mix it with like white rice and stuff like that, just to add in a little bit more flavor. It's kind of like kimchi for Koreans, but it's not as it's really strong flavor. Like it's not for everybody. Let's just say. Another thing would be stuffed tofu puffs. These are, I did not know this was Hakka either. My dad would make these. It's tofu, and then they stuff it with things like pork or fish or a mixture of both, maybe. So it's literally just a tofu, and then they just stuff it in there. And then this one I kind of knew it was, because on the menus, like at restaurants, it'll say Hakka style, you know. But it's like Hakka style steamed pork belly. So they would slice pork belly, marinate it with soy sauce, ginger, and other seasonings, and then steam it until tender and flavorful. And those are the 3 Hakka dishes I wanted to introduce you guys today. Take it from here, David.
Nice. I'm getting hungry already thinking about this.
I like how you guys sound like reporters. Take it away. Keep it up, guys. Great job.
Nice. Thanks. All right. Question 3. How does your culture celebrate major holidays or festivals? Are there any unique or interesting traditions associated with these celebrations? So I went through a few festivals and celebrations, but I feel like most of them are celebrated by most Chinese cultures, but I'll go through a few of them, the big ones. So the Lunar New Year, or the Spring Festival, that's a really big one. I know that even at work, we feel the impact of the Lunar New Year Festival here in Canada. I know usually when it comes to cargo, the whole month of February is like super slow. Like it's dead. And then as soon as it kind of ends, all of a sudden everything starts to pick up, and we start sending stuff and receiving stuff from China again. But that's a really big one. I guess how the Hakka people kind of celebrate the Lunar New Year, they do so with usually a big family reunion, right? Like everyone kind of comes back to the family. Most people, of Hakka descent will not be living in those southern areas of China, but everyone comes back to see the family and celebrate together. And usually they'll have this long time table banquet where a lot of the family members will gather and have like this big lavish feast, which sounds pretty awesome. And this symbolizes, a unity of the family, prosperity. Another big tradition of the Lunar New Year is the Hakka Pun Choi, or the Big Bowl Feast, where it's a huge bowl filled with layers of many ingredients, such as meat, seafood, veggies, and then everyone just kind of shares that big feast. And it signifies, right, the togetherness and the abundance of food and family. And yeah, I think that's great. Another big festival would be the Qingming, I hope I'm saying that right, festival, Tomb Sweeping Day. So during this festival, the family will pay respects to honoring the memory of their deceased ancestors. So what they do is they'll go to usually to the graves, they'll clean the tombs, offer food, incense, they'll perform rituals. And they also engage in this activity called swinging in the air. So they have these swings that are set up in these open spaces, and then people swing high up to kind of get, I guess, in a way, get a broader view of the world and get closer to their ancestors. Yeah, and it's believed to bring good luck and chase away bad fortune. The last festival I wanted to talk about was the Hungry Ghost Festival. So This one as well is to honor and remember deceased ancestors. So they do these elaborate rituals, including, they make burning offerings, they set up altars, they'll do like performances to kind of entertain the ancestors or the spirits. And they'll create these things called ghost gates that are made of bamboo, paper, and different materials that kind of provide a pathway between the wandering spirits returning to the spirit world. When I remember reading this, I thought of the movie. Have you guys seen the movie Coco? It's like a Disney animated movie set in Mexico, and on the day of I forgot what it was called, but basically Halloween.
Dias de
The
Muertes, right?
Dios Muertes, yeah. The
the
deceased family
Dead.
members can come back, and they can cross into the living world and visit their those that are still living, their family members. So I found this was interesting in a similar way, I guess, like the Hakka version or the Chinese version. Yeah, so that's it. Go ahead, Clement.
You guys got 8 minutes left.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. Number 4, what are some significant historical events or figures that have shaped Hakka culture? Let's see. Okay, migration and culture identity. The Hakka people have, as we said many times, I'm going to reiterate it. They have a history of migration, which played a very central role in shaping their culture. And from northern China, they embarked on a series of migrations. That's what, and because Guangdong area, like the areas that speak Cantonese, are on the south side. So like you got the Guangdong, Guangzhou, you got Hong Kong, Shenzhen. Well, Shenzhen is kind of half, but like all those areas kind of speak mainly Cantonese. So slowly people from northern China, or Hakka, they slowly migrated from place to place all the way down south. And I guess they also migrated to Mauritius too. But that was because of their nature. They like to migrate from places to places. And then from these migrations, they also get influence from all these different places as well, which makes Hakka, like a very rich in culture and very diversified in that way. And then in the past, they did have a complex relationship with non-Hakka communities because of that. In some of the regions or some of the areas, there were conflicts and tensions that emerged between the Hakka people and the area and local people in the area that they migrate to, which led to clashes and disputes over resources, land, and cultural differences. And because of that, it has influenced them on the development and preservation of the Hakka culture identity. Hakka also played significant roles in Chinese history, as there's a few that played in it as revolutionaries and political leaders. One notable figure would be the Huang Xing, a prominent leader during the late Qing dynasty and early Republic of China. He was a key figure in the Xinhai Revolution in 1911, which overthrew the Qing dynasty and led to the establishment of the Republic of China. And that's it. That's all I got here. I was about to read the next one. Take it away, David.
All right. So next, what are some traditional arts and crafts of the culture? Are there any specific techniques or materials using these artistic practices? So the main one I found was Hakka embroidery called Miyu. So it's this highly intricate and decorative craft that involves stitching intricate patterns into different types of fabrics with colored threads, and mostly done by the Hakka women. And it's been passed down usually from generation to generation. So types of things that they may usually make on these embroideries would be like flowers, birds, animals, different symbols. And usually the materials that they use for this type of embroidery would be fine silk threads, different types of fabrics like silk, satin, cotton. And they really want to achieve like what they're doing when they're doing this type of embroidery. They're really trying to achieve like vibrant and contrasting colors that enhance like the beauty and the richness of this embroidered piece, whatever they would decide to do. Yeah. All right, take it away with the next question, Clement.
All right. So the Hakka people, like most Chinese people, and well, I guess most Asian countries and cultures, they really respect and reverence for their, for parents and ancestors. It's a fundamental value in most of these cultures. And Hakka is no different. Children are expected to honor and care for their parents as they age, and the elderly are highly respected within the family structure. It is also common for multiple generations of the Hakka family to live together under one roof. This kind of reflects the valued place on maintaining family, unity, and support. The elders play an important role in decision-making and passing down traditions and wisdoms to the younger generations. Go ahead, David.
All right. So what are some traditional clothing styles or garments associated with the culture? Are there any symbolic meanings or cultural significance attached to them? So I saw that the main kind of textile that they use is this thing called dye cloth. It's unique to the Hakka people or associated to them. It's usually made from hand spun cotton, and it's dyed this very like indigo blue color. And they'll make all types of garments like dresses, jackets, pants, stuff like that. Basically, this color is symbolic to the Hakka people because it represents a heritage and resilience for them. And I saw that the main, I guess, type of clothing that they'll do is this kind of embroidered collar. For women, it's called the baijin. For men, it's called the zhongshan zhuang. And yeah, it's just special collar, almost using the Mayu technique, and then really involving that blue indigo color, which is associated with the Hakka people. Go ahead with the next question.
The Hakka people had quite a few entertainment forms or art forms. They have their own folk songs, opera, lion dance, drumming, bamboo dance, and they contribute to the preservation of the traditions of Hakka people. And they serve as a means of cultural expression and bring the communities together during the festivals and cultural gatherings. Go ahead, David.
All right. So how does the Hakka people perceive and express notions of hospitality and politeness? Are there any specific customs or gestures that reflect these values? So I didn't see any real like specific customs or values. I feel like most Chinese people are this way. But the main ones were like generosity in food, right? Like anywhere you go, anyone's house you go to, they're just gonna try to feed you until you basically explode. Like I remember when I was a kid, go to my grandma's and she's like, you're not fat enough here, make you fatter, and just throw food at me. And I feel like all of us can kind of relate to something like that, a similar memory. Another one was tea ceremonies, where they'll serve tea out of like politeness and respect. I feel like when you go to any type of Chinese restaurant, right, there's always tea that they offer. And then offering of gifts. This one I find I feel like it's a custom that most cultures have. But when you visit anyone's home, right, you always bring some type of little small gift as a token of appreciation that you're invited. And some of these gifts that I guess in the Hakka culture would be important would be things like fruits, sweets, or other items, I guess, that are meaningful to that person, to those people. So yeah, next question. Last question, Clement. We're almost done.
Yes, we're almost done. So the Hakka people, they, like I previously said, they have a history of migration and settlement, and sometimes it did lead to tensions and rivalries. So it is best to approach these discussions about migration, identity, or comparisons between Hakka people and other groups a little bit more, or actually try to avoid assumptions and perpetuating, stereotypes. And cultural appropriation and misrepresentation. It's just remember to be respectful about and thoughtful when talking to Hakka people about their cultural practices. Yeah. We're
Awesome
done.
presentation, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I had no idea about a lot of this stuff the Hakka people did. I had the good fortune when I was in Thailand to travel with my father-in-law to China in the neighboring province of Guangzhou. And all the Hakka people there did exactly what you guys said. I got to live and experienced it, the multi-family building where they had 7 families in one. It's like 7 levels. Each family had a level. Fucking scary because they had like little power, so the power would go out and like there's ghosts around and all that stuff. And our beds were super shady. But it was really interesting to listen to your point of views and what you guys learned from, was it internet and GPT? But Clement, I'm sure you've experienced some of this too, right? In person, and you too, Dave, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've heard stories, different stories of how, like how the Hakka people are, and
Yeah.
different from, maybe different cultures, but at the same time different, but always similar in certain ways.
For sure.
But yeah, absolutely. It was
Yeah.
interesting to definitely look into it and learn more about, I didn't know there was 56 different, recognized cultures in China. I was like, no, it was like 5 of them, but no, there's 56 of them. That's crazy, right?
Well, it's good. The aim of this exercise was to hopefully to help you become more worldly. When you guys have conversation with your business partners, your students, your clients, whatever it may be, you can have something to talk about. Is your family Hakka too?
Yep.
So you know most of this stuff, then, I assume.
A lot of it's pretty similar to like China as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. It became pretty. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know what that was called, and whatever.
Sorry?
Like when they were talking about like food and stuff, I'm like, yeah, we were eating that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, Wujay and Andrew, but food is huge in our family. So I'm right there with you guys with the grandma stuffing you to make you fat. Guilty. And I enjoyed every single bite of that for sure. Cool. Wujay and Andrew, do you guys have any feedback for them? Anything you got out of this?
It's great. Thank you.
Can I ask, Wujay, can we see your, like, the other half of your face? We would love to see you, dude. Okay, that's better. Nice. Andrew, any feedback?
No, thank you. This is my first time hearing about Hakka people, and before meeting you guys, I didn't know anything about Mauritius either. So
Nice.
when you said Mauritius, I was like, "Where's Mauritius?" I had to look it up, and I was like, "Where in Asia is Mauritius?" And then I looked up, it's like Africa. I was like, "What?" I was like,
Yeah.
and then I started clicking on other things before I remember what it was. It's like, is it considered Africa or African or Indian? I was just like, what? I'm like, Dave and Alex don't look Indian or African. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, did I spell it right? Like, how do you spell Mauritius?
Foot is also Mauritian too, by the way.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was just I was mind blown by that. I'm like, yeah, so Mauritius, thank you. And Hakka, I was like, I don't know.
Well,
That's
sorry, go ahead.
no. I just think, okay, that was just me ignorant. I think of it as Hong Kong, Cantonese, China, Mandarin, Chinese, Taiwanese. And I'm like, I don't know anything outside of that.
Nice.
So I'm saying, yeah, thank you.
Cool. Well, hopefully we can expand you further than this. Since Foot is back, I will love to give him a challenge, and maybe, Dave would love to join you in this too, but do the Mauritian cultural deep dive. You down for that, Foot?
You both are more Mauritian than me, but what does this entail? Like the question, where are the questions located?
You don't have to do it today. I promised them I would do Thailand. So if you guys are open to that, I'll do that really quickly for you. But I'll give you the 10 questions, and then you can do it in the next call. Is that cool?
Then call after that, because I'm in the wedding for next year,
Right. Sure.
next week. Yeah.
All right. Cool. This will be good for you too. You get in touch with your Mauritian side.
Yes.
I just gotta ask the questions to my mom. And
There you go.
and all the questions have been answered.
Perfect. Cool. I'll give you guys a quick, 5-minute bio break, and we'll come back and we'll do this Thailand deep dive. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's go. Take a quick bio break. 5 minutes. Woojay, have you been to Thailand before?
Yeah, once.
Once. Okay, where'd you go?
Bangkok and there's like some beaches nearby.
You go with friends, family?
Yeah, friends.
Oh, Clement, you should know all about Thailand. You did Muay Thai.
I know very little. I have never been there.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to change that. Did your Muay Thai teacher make you listen to this music?
No.
Oh, this is traditional, Thai fighting music. This is a thing
No, I
they
don't think
raise-
I don't think he's ever been to Thailand himself.
Okay. Now this is the traditional, it's kind of like a guitarish. In Chinese they have it, the thing they hit, like a lying down guitar. And they have sticks.
Oh, wait, those.
Yes,
Oh.
similar to that, but they use sticks instead of the finger picking.
Oh, so it's similar to the Korean kayakun too.
Yeah. Oh, and Andrew's been to Thailand several times. He should know some of this. We'll wait for these couple other guys and we'll get going. So, while I have you all here, I want to know your favorite fruit.
Are you trying to make me say durian?
Sure, if you want. What's your favorite fruit? For real?
Mango.
Mango.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Woojay.
It's very generic, like an apple.
Okay.
I like the honey crisp apple.
Okay. Andrew, what's your favorite fruit?
Korean pear.
What?
That's a
Okay.
very racist fruit choice there.
There's the Chinese pear too, but it's the big one that's like $8 for one.
All right. So we're gonna have some fun with this. We got Korean pear. In Thai, it's called luk pear.
Lupe.
There you go. Clement, yours was watermelon. Tangmo.
Dingmo.
Yeah. We got mango is mamong. All right, try it, Foot.
Mong mong.
Not mong mong. Mamong.
Mamong.
Close. Mamong.
Mamong.
There you go. And then apple is well, actually the easiest one. Apun.
Apple.
There you go. Cool. So there you go. See if you guys can actually say each other's. So who can say Clemens? Apart from Clement.
I don't think we remember.
Oh, that's right, Saku. That's perfect. Perfect pronunciation. Tangmo. Tangmo is your watermelon, right? And I don't know
Dingmo.
where Dave is, but we'll get going so we don't take too much time here. So yeah, that's your favorite fruits in Thai, and I learned Thai at the early age of early 30s, knowing nothing. So if I can do it, anybody can. Trust me. Dave, what's your favorite fruit, buddy?
Durian. No, I don't know.
Sure, perfect. In Thai, it's actually pronounced Tulian. Right? We got Andrew's pear, Luke pear. We got Clemens with Tangmo, which is watermelon. We got Alex, who is mango, mamong. And then we have Woojay, who is apple, apun. The one word that totally trips me up is actually album. You guys know how to say album in Thai? Like Beatles album? Album. It's actually album. So that aside, let's get into this really quickly. What are traditional customs and rituals important for the culture that they celebrate? So in Thailand, I don't know if you guys know, but they have this thing called Songkram. Songkran is actually the word for war, but Songkram is the festival of water. You guys have been there for that? Have you heard of that? So during the time of the year, they will actually take water guns and shoot it at each other. And for like a week-long festival, they'll like have so much fun with this because it's so freaking hot there, right? So they take like in the streets, they will go and throw water at your car, which is actually kind of a hazard if you think about it. When you're driving, all of a sudden you got this water thing coming in, and accidents do happen quite a bit during Songkran. So that's why you don't want to move around during that time. But it's one of the funnest water festivals ever. And if you guys ever do go, make sure you're wary of who's shooting you, because the water that they get for their guns may not be so clean. Okay, I'll tell you a quick story here. When we're walking down the streets in downtown Chinatown, Bangkok, okay, the ice that you guys eat is actually not just ice from a machine most of the time, because they can't afford that stuff. So they have this large vendor of ice where they'll come around with a truck, and they have these slabs, like basically the size of Dave's body, like huge slabs, right? And they grab them with an ice pick, and then they drag them on the ground into the restaurants, and then they slowly chip away at those to feed you with.
Ooh.
Yes. So that is what you actually get to eat. And that's why so many people get so many stomach problems, because, well, fucking disgusting most of the time. So you stay away from ice unless it's from a machine. So going back to it, could you tell me about a tradition cuisine? Oh man, cuisine is huge over there. What you guys, do you know what kway teow means? Kway teow
Yes,
means,
I love those noodles.
yeah, that's it. They got the noodles, kway teow. There's tons of noodles they have, but there's one thing called tom yum kway teow. Tom yum is actually a type of cuisine. It's a flavor profile like umami, but tom yum, the way they make it is with vinegar, with sugar, with a little bit of, they call it pig thai, which is the tiny red flakes of chili. They throw it all together with a bit of fish sauce, and that is your tom yum flavor profile, right? And they throw that on anything. They can put it on fish. They can put it on, pork, ground pork, anything. It tastes so freaking good. So the next time we actually get together, I'll make some of that for you guys. Okay.
Could I interrupt for a second? Kway like when I bring that up with a few people, I only ate that once in the street food. My uncle hated it, but my aunt and my cousins are like, it's only this one place, but don't tell uncle we ate it because he hates street food and he doesn't trust it. But it was packaged in like a bag, and we're eating it like dry, so there's no soup or anything. I'm like, that's awesome. I loved it.
Yeah.
And it's like sugar on it too or something.
Yes. So sugar is huge there. When you sit at a restaurant, they'll actually give you fish sauce and sugar and chili and vinegar. Those are the main ingredients for any dish they have. Okay. That and cilantro, which I think a lot of you are like, whoa, too much cilantro for most of the time. But yes, those are called kway teow hang, means dry noodles. So you can eat it like that. And then kway teow nam means water noodles, where they give the soup. And the bags that give them into you, I don't know how legit they are, but they're supposed to be heat proof, but they just throw the hot stuff inside. It's like a Ziploc bag, right? And you're eating out of it. And I swear to God, you can taste the plastic most of the time.
Okay.
But yes.
I've never had anything like it before. And it was like back in 2006, and I've never had anything like that ever since. So I'm like, yeah, it'd be great to try it again.
Well, we make that at home quite often, so we'll definitely have to get you guys some of that. But yeah, I'm not going to touch too much on the cuisine because I can go on for days about that. How does your culture celebrate major holidays and festivals? So apart from Songkran, which is a great holiday, festival, they have the Chinese New Year, because there's a pretty big population of Chinese in Thailand. So you guys know the Lunar New Year, normal. I don't know if you guys do this in your houses. Maybe Andrew and Muja, you can talk to this. But the traditional Chinese way is we create, I think, 12 dishes or more, and we make them homemade. We start at 5 a.m. and I actually have a video of my father-in-law doing this, where we made like, I think 15 or 16 dishes. And to feed the ancestors, we lay out a giant table, we put it all there. And then throughout the entire day, actually probably for 2 weeks we have Chinese food to eat. But it's so good, and like so much care and thought goes into this, because this is how they value their ancestors and they pay tribute to them, right? So some do incense, some go pray. Oh, to celebrate someone's death, we go drive like out of town into the countryside to find their tombstones. And these tombstones, I don't know if you guys have them, I think Korea has them, where they're the size of like half your car, Andrew. Like they're huge, like a little mountain, right? So there's a pillar there where they have the writing on it, and everybody sits there, spends time with the ancestor that has passed, and typically they put one side by side in one mountain. So that's what we do during death anniversaries. And with speaking of death anniversaries, mi papito, this is Dias de Muertes from Encinitas, California. When I was there, this is one of the mementos I brought back because they were celebrating that there. And, you know, to celebrate the habits and the preferences and the loves of the death was, you know, pretty memorable for me. What are some significant historical events? So I won't go too much detail, but you guys know that it is a monarchy. There's a king, queen in Thailand. King Bhumibol, I will tell you a quick story. This guy was so revered. You know, there's the red shirts and the yellow shirts. Yellow shirts are for the king. Red shirts are totally against them. They don't see eye to eye. And there is a guy named, actually, I don't know if I can talk about this. It's going to be on the internet because I get shot if I go back to Thailand. But yes, if you talk poorly about the king, you will get shot by the yellow shirts. They are so in love with him, and they back him so much to the point where you do not talk bad about my king. And then there's another guy, his name is Thaksin. Thaksin is a guy who's trying to overthrow the king. And this guy is like freaking multi-billionaire. He owns so many companies. He actually had to leave the country because he's hurt the king so bad, or like had revolts being put together against the king. And so he's not allowed back in the country. And so he's managing his Thailand assets from afar this whole time. And he has kids who are like, has their hands in a lot of the industries in Thailand. So you got to be careful of who you deal with in Thailand. So it's not really a specific historical event, but that started quite a long time ago, and it's still going on now. And now the new king, Bhumibol, died. And this guy was known for actually bringing rain during the drought season. So he made artificial rain. He worked with scientists in America to make clouds, and then they had these like machines that threw up the stuff in the air, made the clouds, so there was rain coming down for the farmers, and they saved a lot of people that way. So that's why he's one of the reasons why he's so revered and respected. What are some traditional arts and crafts in the culture? They typically have these statues, and it's kind of like native Indians where they have the totem poles. But these guys have these figurines where it's like a devilish monster with wings. It's pretty cool. And this figurine they have many of them. But this particular one is the protector. And I don't know if I can find the picture on my phone, but I've always wanted to get a tattoo of this thing, because whoever wears this will have protection against all the bad spirits in Thailand. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but sometimes they have tattoos of writing. Have you guys seen that on people? It's kind of like a triangle or diamond shape. They have writing going down the backs. They usually put it on the back of their necks. That's actually to protect against bad spirits as well. I'll find the picture some other time. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty powerful stuff. And actually it's written in Bali Sanskrit, which is an Indian version. So if you see Indian writing and Thai writing, it's very similar because it's founded on Bali Sanskrit, which is the foundation of Indian writing. How does your culture view family and community relationships? So when I was in Thailand, Foot, did you come to my place in Thailand?
Yeah.
The big white house?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Foot was there. This house is a multi-family house built by my father-in-law, who has 5 families in one. And so Andrew, you can imagine my house now that I live in times 5. So Andrew was just at my place the other weekend, and yeah, so his house is put together, and that's what we lived in. And family was, well, I guess back then it was very similar to the Hakka, where they would live together, try to be one in unison. But fucking hell, that's just a gong show. And people see that now. It's so hard for that to maintain and find the happiness, because you need segregation. You need some time apart. So I don't know, things are changing, and a lot of the Thai younger generation, like our generation, are trying to leave Thailand or just find their own places because they don't want to deal with the family thing. There's so much family drama going on, right? But all in all, they try to get together, do stuff. They have this thing called gin share, which means eat and share, actually. And so they would go together, enjoy their time together, and they would all pay equal dividends or equal payments for the experience. Traditional clothing. Have you guys seen these white suits that they wear during weddings? It's pretty cool. I'll try to find a photo for you guys, but they wear these white suits, and women traditionally would wear these like kind of like Indian clothing, right? When I was getting married in Thailand, what they did was they had me wear a black suit, normal black suit, but they gave me a sword, like an actual sword that, not a pirate, what do you call them? Like the generals of the British Army would wear, right? They would have one of those. And what they had me do was take the sword and they run it down this 7-level layer wedding cake 3 times. 1, 2, 3, as kind of a blessing for the wedding cake and showing that we are ready to charge forth into the future as a couple of bride and groom kind of thing. And so we would give that out, and that was pretty cool. I've never had that experience before, but that was really fun. Traditional music. I don't know if you guys heard the beginning there, but I was playing some traditional music. This is what they play back in the olden days, obviously before all the technology and stuff, where they would have these lying down guitars and with the sticks, similar to the Korean instruments, I guess, right? You guys have one of those. So they would do that, and they have concert now. So not many people learn that stuff. It's not as common, but I guess some are trying to keep that culture alive. And you guys know the dance where you got the ladies going like this with the fingers that are like super curled up like this. Have you guys seen that? No? Oh, okay. Well, I'll try and find you guys a picture of that too. So they do this dance where they have amazing flexibility, and you can see in probably the Bollywood dances, right? Where the ladies wear saris and they're moving their hands like this. Yeah, so they do that. But Thai is a lot more elegant and slow and more thoughtful, I believe. So that's why I enjoy watching the Thai dancers. It's really cool. And then you got the lady boys who have this thing called Tiffany shows. Have you guys heard of Tiffany shows? Oh, okay. So when I do the Bangkok Intensive, we're definitely going to go there. Tiffany is in a place called Pattaya. So Pattaya, they have these dedicated theaters where they would have these beautiful women come out. Like, I swear to God, there's like 10s and 9s of level women. Like, what the hell is going on? Most of the lady boys look way better than normal girls in Thailand, just so you guys know. So that's why it's so hard to tell the difference. But then when you go there, these are like the ones that don't hold back. So they're coming off the stage into the crowd. And I think it was me or my dad, I can't remember. We were like snowplowed, where they go like this in their face and they could put our face in their boobs kind of thing. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that they do. So it'd be really fun. And they got other things. I don't know, Foot, you made it to like ping pong shows or frog shows.
Yeah, not it's funny. Probably won't do that again.
So for those of you who don't know, ping pong shows are ladies shoving ping pongs up their vaginas and they shoot the ping pongs as far as they can, and that's the competition, right? And then they got taken to the next level where they shove frogs up their vaginas. Yeah, I don't know if they come out alive or dead, but yeah, I don't know. Another thing you guys want to watch out for is when you go to a place called Asiatique. they will try to sell you on these massages where they have fish cleaning your feet. Have you seen those? Stay the fuck away from those things.
Wait, is that? Oh, I didn't know if this in Thailand. I think Korea had that too,
Ah.
where they tiny fish and they eat the dead skin off your feet. Or
Yes.
something. Stay
So-
away from that.
Well, maybe in Korea you're cleaner, but no one
Oh, okay.
cleans those things, man. They're just like,
Oh.
okay, throw your feet in. It feels cool. Give me some money and get out of here, right? I know so many horror stories where people got infections and like it looks cool, feels cool, is great for foreigners, but man, you don't want to touch that stuff. They don't clean those things really. Like that's something that I learned. Thailand is also known as the land of smiles. But what they don't tell you is there's 1,000 different types of smiles, and each smile means a different thing. So one smile is, hi, welcome, sincere, come in, I want to help you. Other is a hi, welcome, give me your money or else get the fuck out, right? And these are the small nuances that you learn throughout being there. Like it's so hard to tell you what is what. You just kind of feel it. So I've seen shopkeepers like, you want to stay away from those guys because they're just out to get your money and stuff like that. So yeah, that's that. How does your culture express notions of hospitality? You guys know in Thailand where they go like this, they why. This is called why when they bow. And Korea, they also bow too, right? How do you guys bow in Korea? Is it, I know you do the whole thing like this, right? But how do you bow? Do you bow? Just like this?
Yeah, just the head.
Just the head. Okay. So there's actually a technique to the Y. You got to put it in front of your chest like this, proper posture, and then look down like this. Never look at their feet. Feet is actually very taboo in Thailand. You never touch a person's feet. You never touch a person's head. Feet is the most disgusting part of a person in their eyes, and head is the most sacred part. So if you touch a Thai person's head, they will like one of those, right? It's very sacred to them. So if the worst thing you can do is put your feet near somebody's head. Yeah. Apart from Muay Thai where you're trying to kick the guy's head, but yeah. Anyway, yes. So that's really, really important to know. And there's this word called gang jai. I don't know if they have it in English, but it's a very Thai specific word for when you're at a party and your car outside, you want to leave, but everybody's blocking your car inside, right? What would you guys do here? Like you want to leave, it's getting late, somebody in the party, not the host, park their car in front of yours and you can't get out. What would you do?
Talk to the host.
Right.
License plate 45DE.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So yeah, probably I would do that too. But after going to Thailand and seeing what happens, because it happens often, the parking lot at our place can fit around 9 cars. Right. We got SUVs and whatever. And when we have parties, if you were the one blocked in and you went to the host, you would look really, really bad. Gang jai means you hold back for the betterment of everybody. And you don't want to, trouble the other people around you. That's my best kind of translation. But this is very, very prominent in Thailand. And so when they operate, whether they do business, whether with friends or whatever, there's a lot of this going on. And actually it causes a lot of problems too, right? Because how happy are you if you're miserable at a party, you want to leave, but you can't. So yeah, there's pros and cons to some of that stuff. And finally, taboos. Okay, so really quick story. I learned all the bad words from my father-in-law. Straight up. This guy is the biggest potty mouth ever. So I'm going to teach you guys some of this stuff where, well, you probably can use it if you want, but you don't have to because, yeah, it's probably not very good. So ahia means like, fuck, like motherfucker. That's what it means. It's a very, like, they have different levels of severity. So ahia is actually the worst, right? Another one is isat. Like sat means like a species. They can't even tell you what kind of species you are. Like a dog. Dog is very bad there. If they call you a dog, it's really insulting. but asad is a type of species, and e means bitch. So you bitchin' type of species. I don't know, something like that. It's very, very bad. And finally, the last word I'll leave you with is quintin. So when I say this word, I see Dave's face. I'm like, oh, it's total quintin, because the way it's like, sorry, I hope you don't take offense to this. It's like, you know, little shit starter, a little instigator. You get stuff going, but you mean well, you know. But like, what is the English word? Help me out here, guys.
Quentin Tarantino, Quentin.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino. No, it's
The English word is
I guess.
cunt.
Sorry, you said
English
cunt?
word is cunt.
No.
Yeah, what's the shit starter? Like a hoodlum? Like
So quintin is kind of like
a rebel?
teasing. You tease a person, but at a different level, like a really high level of teasing, like to the point where it's insulting. So I don't know how to say it in English, but
Thug?
sorry,
A little thug? A punk?
no, like it's not even a word; it's actually a verb. So quintin means you do this to a person, like to pester them, but to a point where it's like you're insulting them to their face. So anyway, it's a word you never want to use with an elder, because it's like, you little fucker. That's what basically means. You being such a little fucker. Like you're trying to like stir shit up and make things bad and be funny, but not really, that kind of thing. So my father-in-law taught me this. And he's like, oh, everything quintin. So I looked at his face like, ha ha ha, papa quintin, dad quintin. He's like, oh. He was shocked to the point where he couldn't even talk, because like you don't do that stuff in Thailand, right? I swear to God, if you did that with any elder there, they would probably either shoot you or slap you or like spank you or something, right? So yeah, I learned that the hard way. And yeah, that's Thailand in a nutshell.
Thank you. I was gonna ask, with that, is tom yum, the sauce is different from tom yum goong?
Tom yum is the same name, but tom yum gung means shrimp.
Mm,
So when you eat tom yum gung, you're eating, yeah, the tom yum flavor, but with shrimp.
okay. Yeah, I want to go Thailand. Pattaya. I never went to Pattaya.
Pattaya is a really, like, I would love to take you guys there one day. It yeah, be really fun.
Land of the Ladyboys. That's what I watched on YouTube.
But they're actually everywhere. There's actually a place in Bangkok called Soy Cowboy. I don't know if you went there, Foot.
Why not?
Oh, okay. So I went there with my ex one night, and we stayed at this hotel called Furama Hotel. And I had no idea what was going on. I went outside. I was hungry. It was like 3 a.m. We just got off the plane. I was looking for a Subway. So I kept asking, but no one speaks English really well there. Oh, just go down this way. Soy Cowboy. I'm like, what? Soy Cowboy? Like, I didn't do my research. So I walked down, and all of a sudden I say, hello, big boy. You not Thailand? And they kept trying to touch me. I'm like, oh, fucking shit. I just ran out of there. I went back to my hotel. So my ex was like, where's the food? I'm like, I didn't make it.
Soy cowboy ate it.
Yes. Soy Cowboy. That's all I could say. Soy Cowboy. Stay away. Yeah. But yeah.
What's patpong?
Pat Pong is kind of like the clubbing district.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but a lot of ladyboys are there too. So the ladyboys everywhere, man.
Yeah, I heard in Ladyboys, my cousin said you just see it and like you can't tell. Only if you know, you know. Like you look at the neck. I was like, okay, and their
No,
hand.
even the neck doesn't tell you.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm gonna show you guys really quickly. Like this is ridiculous, guys. Yeah. Here, you see this?
Yeah, how do you guys look like that?
A lot of surgery.
Where do they get the money?
Selling their body and sucking dicks and doing a lot of stuff that they shouldn't. Yeah. They go to Korea to get it done, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, see, like Dave, chime in here, man. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, this is yeah. Cool.
Here.
Okay.
You ready? And this one, I would say
I would never be able to tell.
$300 a night. You can pay 2,000 and you can have them for the whole day.
2,000 for the day. That's my Korea flight.
Yeah, but that's a whole day with one of these, and they will do anything you want.
Which washroom do they go to? Men or they go to the females' washroom, right?
No, no, no. They go to men's.
They do?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Okay. So
I'm
Dave,
scared. I'm scared. Like
yeah, here you go. This is actually in Chinatown. And this one actually won the Miss Beauty Queen.
You can do that. A guy winning Miss Beauty Queen.
Yeah. So
Fans should have a separate thing.
I think they do. That's why they created Tiffany's. Tiffany's is a class on their own.
Hmm.
So yeah, Dave, I look forward to taking you to Thailand, and we're gonna have some fun.
Walk around and be like, where's Senchai? I want to fight Senchai.
Senchai will not associate with us. Let's put it that way.
David looks excited.
it's a look of excitement and fear all in one.
Trust me. So here's the thing: when you're with a local, you're all good, man. Like you'll be fine. So
I was gonna troll you.
no, I'm not that bad. Maybe to you, Foot, but it's too late. You were there together, and we couldn't really do much together, but yes. So yeah, that's Thailand. Hopefully you guys learned something.
Thank you. Yes. Brings back memories and want to go over there again.
We'll set it up. I think for right now, Clevin, your baby's still young, my kids are still young, but I know I'm gonna be going in the next year or so. So if we can set that up, it'll be good. Take you guys to Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, up north, go see the Emerald Palace and the Jade Palace and the dinosaurs, the actual life dinosaurs. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, the temples in Thailand. Thailand has a lot of gold.
Yes, gold is very well respected there. So
Oh, one thing about Thailand is it a lot of people go and take pictures with elephants.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Thailand or India, or there's a lot of elephants, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so another
I-
funny story. My father-in-law, the shit starter, he was too lazy to take us to the crocodile farm because it was so hot, but he dropped me and my parents off and his family because he thought, I'm being a good guy and taking to this new place. So they dropped us off and they took us into this park where you could ride elephants.
Mhm.
I gotta find that picture of my dad, but my dad was basically climbing on the elephant. They put their arm down. You can put your feet on here, jump up on their back, and then stand and sit on it. But then my in-laws weren't with me during the time, and they came out of nowhere, like, "What are you doing? Why are you getting up there? It's really dangerous." Like, no, the Thai guy told us it's fine. Yeah, because they always want money from you. And every single time you take a snap, it's never free. Like if someone comes up, you say, "Oh, let me help you take a photo." They expect you to pay them.
Yeah, that's what happened in Vegas.
In Vegas?
Yeah, well, when you took a picture with like Spider-Man and things like that, didn't know
Yeah,
you had to. Can I take a picture? Yeah, take a picture, and then stand there. Say, how much? You ask, you have to pay. I'm like, why? Like, just took a picture. I'm like, it's my phone. I'm like, why do I have to pay?
Yeah. So yeah, there's the small nuances you get, and it's a fun place, really fun place. It's hard to leave. But anyway, I digress. So that is Thailand. Yeah, I look forward to hearing about Foots and Mauritius.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
With Thailand, how is the economy, or how is it with making money and living? I know living costs may be like Philippines. However, let's say, for instance, I want to go to Thailand and just live there. I can't buy property in Thailand. It's all like renting. How are the living costs? How's renting there if I want to work or do something remote?
That depends on you, what type of work you do, and how you want to live. So you can live a lavish life and get a decent, comparable place like you have now
Mhm.
for about 2,000 a month,
Okay.
right? But that gives you like the utilities and all that stuff, right? But you can also find places that cost you 500 a month, but it's like no air conditioning, not the nicest place, that kind of thing, right? So it varies, and you can find them. But the average salary is only $275 a month.
So how would you pay $500 a month?
You can't. That's why so many people go bankrupt. They use credit cards. They end up in the courts, and they have so many people killing each other because of loan sharks. And I actually know firsthand a lady who runs I don't want to say a loan shark company, but lending company, if you will.
Mhm.
And they target less fortunate social groups. And yes, they do have collectors going around getting your money, kind of thing. Yeah.
Gangs.
I would, yeah, I guess if you want to call them gangs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 275, 300, you're in a good place if you make that money over there, because you can eat every day for about $2 a meal, right? 2.3, so that's six times 30, that's $180 for all your meals a month.
Good deal every day.
Yeah, it is. And that's what they do. Rice, kway pork. Like, it's not healthy food though, I tell you.
Mhm.
Right. That's why it was so hard. That's why we started naked food soups, because we wanted to bring healthy food to the Thai people. But we were I don't know if you guys know, but I created a soup company. We went to like pop-up stores and we would sell these hot ass soups in like 35 degrees outside, and crazy people would buy it. They're like, I can't believe we did that. In retrospect, we're like, this is probably the worst. It's like selling ice to Eskimos, right? It's like hot soups to Thais. Why would you do that? But luckily we had stuff that you can buy to take home with you, and they did that. Like, they would clear out our fridges, and yeah, it was really good.
But they have a thing like that in Korea too. So on hot days, you eat something hot or drink something hot, and it's so hot to the point you start sweating and you cool down. It's cool down your body.
Yeah, but as a vendor selling the soups
Yes.
behind all those heatings, I'm like, what were we doing?
Yeah.
So because my father-in-law is really handy, we created this basically mini countertop, like a mini bar, and we would have a truck bring us around with us,
Mhm.
and we just plant it there, put up the tent kind of thing, and it had lights and power source and everything. Yeah, it's really cool. Would I do it again? No, but good experience for sure.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't want to take too much time. I know we got half an hour left. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about or ask or bring to the table? You guys enjoy this, actually, before we move on?
I did.
Yeah.
I had to meet more about Koreans too. I didn't know. I think the culture. I didn't know if it was just one, or, for example, if I partnered with Uje, just only Korean culture, or Korean culture, what it means to Uje, and Korean culture, what it means to my family. Because I think my parents, seeing my mom's family is different from my dad, and it's still, that's not like Korean. I could see I say as conservative as my father's side is, but when I see my brother-in-law's side, they're more conservative.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see my mom didn't wake up at 5 a.m. and cook for all the men in the family. Yeah, those Korean traditions are different. Like we go, because I guess we're Catholic, and we go into the church, and every anniversary they were cremated, so they have their stalls. Excuse me. They have the specific slots. So I never went to like the tombstone or anything like that.
Hmm.
However, that's what I do see in movies, and I hear about it, and they go to their tombs, and is it always, I don't know, is it always soju that they pour, or is it any liquor?
Oh, I think common is a soju, but they put other stuff too, like makgeolli or.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I've never done that. So I've never poured alcohol, but my dad did it here.
Hmm.
And I'm like, what the hell? He came here, he's pouring alcohol. But I'm like, Grandpa never even liked alcohol. I don't think he even drank alcohol. And he's like, okay. And then so he switched it up to like coffee. And then he's like, but Grandpa likes like a little like double coffee. And then my dad's just like, he'd like double, but don't pour too much because it's sugary, and that means ants are gonna come. We don't want ants near this gravesite. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he's like, you just do a little bit and then you drink the rest. I'm like, so you buy the coffee because it's for Grandma and Grandpa, but you getting it for yourself.
They.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I had double for the first time in a long time the other week. It was pretty good. I liked it.
Sweet.
It's
I
super
remember-
sweet.
I remember drinking that before, but then now the palate has changed, right? So it's
Yeah.
like everything's too sweet now.
Sorry, were you gonna say something, Foot? You unmuted yourself.
No, you said everything's too sweet right now.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of going to your house, that was awesome. I
Yeah.
wish my house was there too. However, that was amazing. Thank you. Thank your whole family. Thank you, wife. Your kids are awesome. And that day was just really relaxing. And like I said, the house that I want is like a house here, and then like another like a coach or a house there, and then just I like decks. I like decks where there's a barbecue and just a table to just chill and drink coffee, do your work, or at nighttime you could have a scotch and do your work or read, and girlfriend or wife, and just date there. Like, you don't have to go out. It just, everything's there.
That's exactly what we did, and I'm happy you brought that up because that's the exact feeling I wanted for my house. Like, I don't feel like I need to go anywhere anymore. Like, it feels weird to like go out and spend money and buy a coffee. Like, I have all that stuff at home now.
Yeah.
Dave, you haven't had the pleasure, but the weather is a lot nicer now. So we were sitting on the porch the entire time. So come in the next couple of weeks, we'll fire up the barbecue and we'll do something.
It was awesome. It was amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, happy to have you. Mom says don't worry about not saying hi. She enjoyed you, and actually, Dave, yesterday my kids were bugging me for about an hour to call you. I didn't want to call you to bug you, but they're like, call Uncle Dave. We want to talk to him now. Like, no, Uncle Dave is doing stuff with his kids, guys. What kids? Yeah. Yeah. You did something to my kids, man. I swear to God, I don't know what you did. They love you. So yeah.
No, that's nice to hear. You got some really really funny kids. Oh, fun kids. I just treat them the same way I treat white kids, and
Yeah.
no, they're great.
You can tell. Yeah, it's good. It's cool. Yeah. So again, floor is open. Does anybody have questions, comments, feedback, anything you want to talk about?
Yeah. If you get invited to, let's say me, you guys don't like me. Well, I didn't say you don't like me. There's pros and cons. I'm good at what I do. However, as a person, you don't trust me. But I opened up my business, and it's my birthday a few days ago, and invite you guys because, you know, I worked with you and then just, we used to be friends kind of thing. And just want to, you know, during COVID, I didn't see anyone or didn't know. And I invite you and a few other people and this and that because we all were like, all of us, we all know each other, and invited all you guys. Would you go? Would you come?
If I didn't like you,
I didn't like you. No.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
My next question is, I've been thinking about it too. I'm like, well, that's what happened with the other guy, but I'm like, what's the purpose of him inviting me? I'm like, why? Like, you haven't contacted me throughout the whole like few years, and even so, there's a situation I worked with a guy, and you know, a guy that just like talks shit about me, and I'm like, okay, but when he's in front of me and face to face, he's like, oh, yo, 안녕하세요, blah blah. I'm just like, fuck this. Like, maybe Uje, maybe you know the underlying meaning of all this. Like, I don't understand. I'm like, why are you a piece of shit? But in front of me, like, oh, 형, 안녕하세요. Oh, 잘 있었어. Like, I haven't seen him in a few years, and I see him at a taekwondo tournament, and then he runs to me, and he's like, yo, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why are you hugging me? I'm like, I know what you've done behind my back. And then like he plays it off like, I'm like, are you playing dumb, or like, I know the shit that you've done. I know what you've said behind my back. And you know, he opens up his own taekwondo, or he didn't open up his own taekwondo school. He was in the process of taking over another school in North Van. And he contacted me before that. He's like, oh, I just want to ask you a little bit about this grandmaster. I'm like, how about a hi? How are you? Like, I haven't seen you or talked to you during all of COVID or my birthday or your birthday or anything. I didn't even know he got married until I saw photos of on his kakao, and then changed it. And then like none of that. And then it's like, okay, so this guy, it seems like the guy that just will contact you for his own benefit. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to waste my own time and this and that. However, it backfired on me before when I was working with him. Is the type like, hey, let's go eat and this and that. I'm like, okay, so we'll find time. He always left it off as, yeah, fine. Let me know when you're free, and then I'll find some time. And then we never contacted each other since. So to me, I took it as, if you really want to eat, you'll eat. But he's like, yeah, I was waiting for you the whole time, and I left it off as, you know, you message me when you have time, but you never got back to me. I'm like, how the fuck do you just leave it like that? I'm like, and then you know, it turned out like, I guess it was I don't know, maybe a Korean thing. It's like, I threw all that responsibility onto you, and you never contacted me. So we never met up. So I just thought you didn't want to meet up. And I was like, what? I'm like, okay, I didn't think of it from that point of view. I put it as, if I want to eat with you, I'll eat with you, or you can contact me, or I can contact you. Like, I thought it was so busy to the point where you didn't contact me. I'm like, well, you can contact me too. He's like, yeah, but you know, you got busy, so I just thought you didn't want to. I'm like, okay, this is too much. Like, I don't even know how to think like that. So when it comes down to, I'm like, should I go or should I not? And you know, a lot of people. So let's say, for example, if it's you know, Dave. Sorry, it's not Dave. Dave, I love you. You're awesome. But however, let's say it's Dave. Dave is the guy that we don't like. Oh no, so me. So I'm the guy that you don't like. But Dave and Clement are coming. Would you still not go?
I don't see why I would waste my time with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, if you really wanted to go meet the Dave and Clement, then you would have just met them independently, right? So there's no real reason to go to a party of someone that you don't like.
Yeah, I guess I'm just afraid of how it'll backfire again later. You know, open up taekwondo or this or that, and be like, oh yeah, I invited you to my opening and my birthday, but you never came, kind of thing. I'm like, because it happened before, and he made it a big thing, like in front of everyone. It's like, yeah, Andrew, like I invited him to this and that, but he never replied. And so I'm like, you're a fucking piece of shit.
I mean, really, do you want this kind of person in your network? And
Yeah.
I don't, and that's the other reason why, because Sean's going. And Sean's like, oh, well, my wife doesn't see it like that. She sees it like she likes his energy. He's all happy and this and that. I'm like, yeah, I guess she hasn't seen the bad side. And I don't see like it like being a bad. I can see how he could be manipulative, However, I see it as, he probably did things like that because he wanted to survive and, work for his PR and this and that. And he didn't think of you like a brother or anything like that. He just needed to do things to survive. And I'm like, yeah, but for him and his character, the integrity, like I don't like any of that. And if I do go, I don't want to be associated with that. So if someone says like, hey, do you know Yoon? Do you know Andrew? Be like, yeah, I know Andrew. I'd be like, no, I know who he is, but I don't like him. If someone says, are you close with him? I'd be like, no, hell no.
What's your take on this, Wujay?
Oh, those people are tiring. And just be aware, but I wouldn't keep them close.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not going to keep him close. However, the Taekwondo society and everyone, the Koreans, is very small and tight and rumor. Like it's so good at spreading rumors and like playing that victim mentality. I'm like, how do you play it so smart? Like, how do you win that? For me, I'm like, I don't know. You play the victim mentality. I'm like, I'm just gonna knock you out because you're a piece of shit. But like, how do you have an upper hand to that? And I'm like, for me, I don't know how to do it. I just don't deal with it. I'm just like, fuck off. I don't want to see you.
So here's the thing about games and being victim mentality and all that. You need two people to play a game, and you need two people to have a winner. If you're playing by yourself, who's winning? Well, no one can be the winner. So if you're not playing his game, and I don't know if you can dissociate or if you have to just because of your network you're trying to build. I understand there may be underlying factors that play into all this. But then I see you and I see how much frustration and anger and energy is being put into all this. And you have the choice to say, I don't really want to go.
Yeah, like I said, it backfired. It came to the point where it's like, oh, Yoon invited you a long time ago, this and that. However, you didn't show up. I'm like, wow, everyone like knew it as that. I'm like, no, that's not the real story. Like, how did he turn that around for like everyone to say that? I'm like, man, it's draining. And I'm like, I don't want to have to go to everyone and be like, hey, this is the real story. It makes me look like an asshole. I'm like, why do I have to be so defensive? Right? That's why I was like, you know what? He said, come at 2. I'm like, I don't want to go. Maybe I'll go when Sean's leaving and then just be like, yeah, I only have time to drop by. And just to show face for maybe like 10, 15 minutes and be like, I got to go. Maybe give him a cake and then leave. Because I am afraid of that shit. So I'm like, just to like cover that up.
And then he'll say, oh, he only came for 10 minutes at the end and gave me cake and left. He didn't give me the time of day to talk to me.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Well, I can see how that can happen. However, I'm like, he let me know this information maybe like 4 days ago. So I'm like, well, I have plans. He's like, if you don't, he's like, yeah, sorry to bother you and, of your busy schedule on this and that. I'm like, as soon as I read those text messages, I'm like, he didn't even call. It's like all through text message. It's like, sorry to bother you of all your busy schedule. I know how busy you are and this and that. However, I'm like, why all of that like useless shit talk that you don't even mean? Yeah, and I am afraid. And I did talk to Sean about this. He's like, well, would I go? And I'd be like, why'd you invite me? And then Sean's like, yeah, I think you would say that. I'm like, yeah, but maybe you could hold back because it is his day and it's his birthday. So, I wouldn't want someone asking me or, stirring shit up on a special day. I'm like, yeah. However, I think if one thing leads to another, I think I might go to that. Be like, why'd you invite me? You don't even like me or do shit. I'm like, why'd you ask me to come? And that's what I was afraid of. So I'm like, maybe I just drop by 10 minutes and just leave.
Sounds like a delicate situation.
It is, because that's why I thought I'd ask you guys, because I don't know what to do. Hey, so Uje, 형님, even Clement, he said hyung. He always says hyung. But in the text message today, he's like, 형님, can you come? And I'm like, why the fuck would you say 형님? Like, you've never said that in your life ever. And I'm like, who is this guy? what's another word for 형님 in like English, or what does 형님 translate to?
I think it's just another honorary term. It's just like a higher honorary term.
Yeah, but why? Like, it's just, instead of like, hey, older brother, it's like polite, formal, honorary term. Like, the fuck? You've never said that before in your life. Like, why now?
Does he want something from you?
I asked him, do you want anything? Do you need anything? But he's like, no, just your presence. And I'm like,
Maybe, I don't know, maybe he wants something from you that, he's just not telling you.
the only thing I could think of is him being here only for 5 years, 6 years. Me knowing more Taekwondo masters and instructors in the lower mainland of the Federation. But that's like, I don't want to think that far. Oh yeah, Andrew came here, yeah, are you friends with Andrew? And then just getting his name more out in the BC Federation. I'm like, you can use me. I'm like, I don't care. Actually, no, I do care. I don't want to help him in any way.
I don't know the nuances of the Korean culture, but just looking at you, Andrew, it's really tiring to go through all this.
Yeah, I think I
Seriously.
agree with Alex. It's kind of just like it's overthinking it. It's just kind of like, no, sorry, I can't make it. I'm busy, and then
Yeah.
whatever, right? You could be going on a date. You could be going out of town. You say like, I got to go help my mom or something. I don't know, right? You make some shit up. You don't need to, or don't even make things up. Like, I can't go.
And
That's
all
it.
this whole situation brings me back to that narcissistic girl and the dad that you wasted your
Yeah.
life with. I'm like, all I hear is your dad's voice saying, Andrew, fuck it.
It is. And then it comes back to, he's in the same industry. I don't want to be on bad terms because I know how manipulative bullshit that he can do. That's why. And I'm like, I don't want to be bad with him, but not be close with him because I don't trust him. However, it's someone that I will see in the future. Like if I go to Taekwondo tournaments, it'd be like, oh, hey, how's it going? We're not going to be like best buddies or anything. But I don't want it to be, because I can. If I see him at the tournament, be like, fuck you. Like I can walk away. Like I don't want it to be like that because it's going to be in front of everyone. Everyone will know about it.
So it sounds like he can have an effect on your social status. And you probably heard the term, keep friends close, keep enemies closer. I'm not saying he's your enemy, but one, you're draining yourself just thinking about this and getting all this like, overthinking going on, right? And two, if it does come to the point where he's affecting you socially, you know what you got to do to maintain that level of respect. And you can see him in a different light too. Yes, he might be some narcissist, out to get something from you all the time, but you can also see the good in him.
Yeah, and I also did think of them like, how would it benefit me, or what can I gain from him? Like he's good at what he does. He's good at demonstration kicks, and he's good at being flashy and this and that. I'm like, what else? I don't know. Am I gonna do partners with him? Like, no. Can he grow like the federation? If we make a different federation, can he grow the Taekwondo, the industry? I'm like, yes. He's really good at what he does. However, as a person, I don't trust him.
Then that's fine. You don't have to. You're not trusting it with anything. It's just you're maintaining your social status. And if Sean's going, if the way I see it, if Sean's going, it's like Chankfoot's going. Fuck, I'll go if Chankfoot's going. At least I get to talk to Chankfoot, right?
That's what Sean said. He's like, why don't you come? He's like, my kids are coming. He's like, they just go, play with my kids. I'm like, that's obvious. I'm not gonna go see this guy's birthday or whatever to play with your kids. I'd rather play with your kids and do something else somewhere else. It's like, again, yeah, it is so much thought. I'm like, it's so obvious. Like, why are you here? Are you here to congratulate me or play with Sean's kids? I'm like, I don't have to show that to you, and I don't want to see him. Like, and Sean's like, well, it's up to you. I'm just saying, my kids are there. They want to see Uncle Andrew, and you don't have to talk to him. Like, I don't. But if I don't have to talk to him, then I don't even want to go there.
Then I think your decision's made.
No, it is. See, the decision is not made because the social status is still is something that I'm gonna think about. And yeah, so I'm like, what's good time? Not 15 minutes, 30 minutes. At least I stayed 30 minutes, drop off a cake. Like why do I have to think like, does
Do
anyone,
you
do any of you
actually-
guys think of anything like this?
Do you
Ever?
have to actually physically go there if you just want to be like nice and whatever? Or you just send them like I don't know, gift card. Say, sorry, I can't make it. Here's a gift card. Done. Right? Not a big deal. Like, I don't know. I have people in the industry that I don't fucking talk to and that I actually hate. And I've gotten people fired in the industry before, and we don't talk to each other. But I still see them in the industry. And then we're still civil.
Yeah, okay. Civil would be a good word. And that's another question I'd ask even to Clement, like the real estate industry is big. However, you'll see people that you don't like too, right? With people that you don't like or they don't like, they don't like you and they don't like you. So why would you guys don't like each other? So why would you invite me?
Out of common courtesy, you're all in the same industry. All the masters are going. It looks good on his part if he invites you, right?
Oh, that's exactly what Sean said before.
This is my thoughts. I don't know if it's true.
No, because he's like, I think the person that, yeah, all the industry does look good. He invites everyone,
Yeah.
but if you don't show it, if that's your fault, you're lost. You're the one that chose not to go because of whatever reason. I'm like, Sean could do the same with Chang's Taekwondo. He's like, although he hates him and because he opened up his Taekwondo school like 3 kilometers away, he's going to invite him to the grand opening, but he's probably not going to show for whatever reason because he doesn't like him. He's like, whatever. I opened my hand and I said, hey, I want to invite you. I want to give thanks and this and that because you helped me grow and, but if you don't come because you don't like me, that's all on you. That says a lot about you. And I'm like, that's so much to think about. I'm like, why? Like, which
Maybe-
leads me to
Sorry, go ahead.
nothing. Huh?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, nothing or 30 minutes.
When is this event happening?
2:00 today.
Well, you got, I guess you'll figure out by 2:00 today.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got COVID. Can't make it. See ya.
Zay, if I was younger, I'd do that. I don't like lying about health anymore. Like I got this or my grandpa's sick or my uncle's sick. Like I could do that, but I don't, if I lie about something, it's never about like, sorry, not never. I don't feel comfortable lying about like car crashes or something happened or, some family emergency, unless it actually did happen.
Right.
I don't like saying that something that happened that doesn't exist. I'm actually afraid of that. If I
So-
say something.
Let's put it this way, create something. So what are you doing at 2:00 today? Because I got a patio here that's open and like you can do anything you want with your life, Andrew. You can find an old friend to catch up with at 2:00 today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
be
so the
truthful
original
about
plan was meeting up with Sean and Nick at 6:00. It was already planned,
it.
and we're gonna meet up. But the guy just comes in at 2:00, and all of a sudden, Nick, the guy, he's like, yeah, I got some other stuff, so I can't come. So Sean asked me, he's like, so what's your plan? Are you still going? I'm like, really? I don't have to. Nick's not going, and Sean hasn't responded yet. I think Sean is still gonna go though.
What's Nick's excuse?
No, Nick's going to France for his master's, and he has a little bit of paperwork to do before he leaves and documents, and he has to, look for a place, and he's leaving in next week.
Sounds like you're helping Nick find a place. In
Yeah, I was
France.
gonna say, Nick could use some help, with the search.
No,
Or find some other legitimate excuse.
Yeah.
Either way. I'm
that's
sure
me
you-
putting it on someone else. So Thank
like
you.
I said, you can create whatever you want to do in your life, dude.
You need to help
Yeah,
babysit.
Yeah, Sokka, he's losing his mind over there. No?
Hearing you talk, Andrew, it's like you're trying to convince yourself to go. Like it's like you're asking us permission. Oh, why should I go? But you already have the answer that you don't want to go. And I don't know. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
you,
hearing.
it is right. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to. I don't want to. However, the mentality is I've not done something because I don't want to, because of my personality and this and that. However, how do I look at it from a wiser, bigger point of view and just think maybe he's not doing that, maybe he's not doing this, I just don't like him, I don't trust him. However, if I think of it as a bigger picture and like long term, how could me or how could Andrew in 2-3 years benefit from this, as opposed to not going because I can't get past my feelings towards him, my immature feelings towards him. I say immature as in because when I see him, I'm like, you're a piece of shit. I don't like you. I don't want to associate myself with you. However, if I think of it as a bigger thing, if the Taekwondo Federation, things like that, can grow and grow the community, can he be a good addition to that? Yes. So he could be a bigger contribution to the Taekwondo for kids in the long run. Him, do I like? No. Can he teach a lot of kids that these skills or flashy things to grow? I'm like, yes. So that's what I keep thinking of him. Like, if it's just for me, I don't like him. I don't want him. However, is it someone that's beneficial for the industry or kids? Yeah, he's got skills and people can learn from him.
So by you going doesn't benefit you, but it benefits the kids.
Keeping being civil and having that relationship rather than just cutting him off.
Which is something you've done quite frequently in the past.
Cut off people? Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
Some people come back. They like message like 10 years later, be like, so I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? I'm like, the fuck? How did it work out? I question. I'm like, why do you message? Like, why do you come back? What are you doing? What do you want?
Yeah.
How do you I won't be able to make everyone happy. I guess I am afraid. You guys know in my situation with my father's situation, everything, rumors, I'm very sensitive when it comes to rumors. That's what I'm afraid of. And it's as tiring as it seems. I want to do what I want to do. However, how do I stop thinking about the negative? I want to block this from happening. I want to block this from happening.
I just wanted to say one thing for myself. I think I told you guys about this, but probably about 5-6 years ago, I went on burnout. I was just done with the work and I would care so much about what others thought. And I would put so much on myself. And over the last couple of years, I don't know, talking to you guys, talking to other people, I just kind of figured out for myself, as long as I'm happy with what I'm doing and and I'm not hurting anybody else, I'm content with who I am and what I provide, then it doesn't really matter about what others say or what other people do, because that, like, it would not that it would destroy me, but it's just too much on myself. Like, the only people that I'm really concerned about are my children, my family, my friends. And like, when I was talking about work there, I was like, well, if I'm happy doing my work and I'm happy that I gave everything I could, in my effort, then I'm content with that. And I don't want to think about anyone else, because it's just too much on myself, and as an instructor, I always think, I have a lot of new people that start with the company, right? And I'm like that first face I'm that first person that kind of guides them. And, I look and at my experience when I started my company, and I had a good instructor who kind of led me in the right direction. And that's kind of what I want to provide. Like, that's my kind of goal at work, is to just, I always tell myself, if I can help anyone, I can, without sacrificing, myself, then that's what I'm going to do. I want to serve and I want to help. So, I don't know if that helps you out, but always thinking about putting that stress on myself and thinking about others and what could happen and this and that. That sounds so draining to me, Andrew. And
It does. Thank you. I appreciate that. But the one thing that it does get to me, and my dad even said that, it's when I'm like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. He's like, fine, do what you do what you don't like, just, it's all up to you, just make sure you're happy. I'm like, okay, but just understand that there's things that you will do in life, and you'll have to do it even if you don't like it. So you won't like everything you do, but that's why I kept thinking, like, even if there's things that I have to do, or people that I see, or pretend that I'm happy or whatever for a bigger purpose or this and that, even if you don't like it, just suck it up. Not because of that's why I use that word, the immature, the things that I can't see right now because of my feelings towards him, because he hurt me, or this, that he lied, whatever, that can be done later. But if I think of Vancouver as a bigger picture, and the Taekwondo instead of just little me, can I go? I'm like, yeah, I can. Can I just suppress my feelings, and then can I suppress it and then don't see his ass for another like 2, 3, 4 years? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. So that's why.
Sounds like you're gonna deal with this guy in the future.
Yeah,
sounds like you're gonna have to mend this relationship somehow if you're gonna do that.
This is another question I thought, is it something that I'm doing wrong? Because it's two different situations, but I'm in the same thing as not talking to this guy, or should I come face to face? And the same situations going on with my brother-in-law, myself. I'm like, fuck, you fucked up. Like, should we talk? My sister's like, no, don't talk to him. He's gonna get anxiety and this. I'm like, it's two different situations. I'm like, what am I doing? What can I do different to communicate, or just let them do what they do? I'll do what I do, and go our separate ways.
One thing I've known about you, Andrew, is you're really good at building rapport. With your brother-in-law and this guy, it sounds like it's like nothing right now. It's like sitting at 0. Before you do anything, fixing whatever, maybe build the rapport first and then decide what you want to do, or even if there's a chance or even worth fixing. Because you're going in angry, frustrated, annoyed, disappointed. Doesn't really set a good foundation for anything you're going to do later.
Yeah.
So forget the issues. Just be yourself and enjoy your life. Enjoy your time. Find the benefits in you going for Sean, the kids, whatever. And I know even me back in the day, I would think, I'm conceding to him. I am doing it because he did it. I'm going to put my ego aside and, but in the end, you can focus on that, or you can focus on how to enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And actually enjoy yourself, not just be like, oh, I'm here because he's going to make me look like an idiot in front of everyone. Yeah, sure. You can focus on that. Or you can be like, look, let's do this. Sean's here. The kids.
That won't affect me when I'm there. I know.
Okay.
What I'm afraid of is if he does something stupid, I'll turn it around and make him look like an idiot on his own thing. That's the thing. I'm like,
so you're afraid of.
But you're right. But you're right. This whatever happened in the past, I'm like, I gotta let go. Just congratulations on taking over the school. Fuck, here's a cake.
Maybe not give the cake. Just give him a shake of the hand. That's it. I don't know that if the cake is necessary, but
because it's his birthday too.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It did help. And it is the reason why I wanted to ask all of you guys.
For all yous, I mean, I've held grudges for a long time. You know, Changfoot knows very well. You know, Raph. That was
We
one
have
of
the
my
same grudges.
yeah. We hold the same grudge to this one guy who we spent a lot of time with for a big part of our life. But this guy turned out to be really not what we expect, or I did not expect. But I come to terms saying, you know, whatever he went through, I feel sorry for him. I actually do. Because I've learned to let go, live my life happy. It doesn't drain me anymore. I used to think about it all the time. Why are we friends? Why didn't this work out? If I did that differently. But in the end, I'm just saying, you know, I'm sorry it didn't work out. It's my fault. I appreciate your time, but I have other things to focus on now. And coming together is also equally as beneficial as going separate ways if it ends up being that way. Not everybody has to be together all the time.
Okay,
So hopefully that helps.
it does.
I even invited this fucker to my wedding too. And in retrospect, I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
See, that's a bigger thing. Like,
It
why?
was, and I can imagine him being in your position. Like, why would this guy invite me? I did it out of respect for his parents and for whatever history we had. But in my mind, I knew from that day on, I probably wouldn't talk to him, and I haven't. And he invited me to his wedding, but I was in Thailand. So did you go for it?
That was before our rift. But
Oh,
whatever.
right. Okay. So
Whatever. Like, you don't need to keep people in your life that you don't need to, right?
yeah, you really
kind of
don't.
like, it's like, who cares? Everyone lives their own lives, right? And you know, it's even like people that you were close with at some point and there was no rift. Even if you fall apart, you can get back together and like talk again like later. But if there's something like bad that happened in that relationship, then you don't need to keep it at all, right? Like once you drift apart, you don't need to come back together again. No point. There's so many more people and other relationships to have and other things to do.
And that's why I'm grateful for you guys, because you guys are a group of people that I can always come back to, regardless of the bullshit that goes on outside.
Yeah,
So
me too. I'm grateful too. Thank you.
all right. So it looks like this is all we have time for today.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, it was great. It's good talking. Yeah, we'll see you guys next Sunday. Sunday, does it work for you guys? Is this good?
I like Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely won't be able to do next Sunday for sure. I'm going to be at a wedding.
Ujay, what are your thoughts on Sundays or Saturdays?
I like Sundays because it's Saturday. I can watch movies because there's like a special price. I mean, movie. But I'm if everyone else is okay with Saturday, I'm okay with Saturday too.
Okay, Clement.
Both are okay with me.
Okay. All right. Well, we have this month for the Sundays, and then we'll revisit this if that's cool, Dave. We gave it a good go. I know it works for you, but we'll see. I think it. Yeah, we'll see at the end of the month.
Okay. See you guys next week.
All right.
Thank you.
Hi.
Enjoy, guys. Dave, you got a sec, Dave?
Yeah.
Are you coming anytime soon? You have any plans to come to Vancouver?
August.
Apart from
Before
August?
August? You mean before August?
Yeah.
I didn't have any plans.
Do you want to come earlier?
I have the first week of July off. And I don't know if I'm still keeping it because like work-wise, they're talking about maybe moving forward with, you know, we're supposed to have a cargo aircraft coming and they might be pushing that timeline a little earlier. But I'm supposed to take my vacation. I was supposed to go to like somewhere for a week. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to Japan. Maybe I'll go to Europe. I don't know. I just wanted to do something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I could stop by and say hello.
Okay. Because I'm planning this big barbecue, but I don't know when yet. And so that's why I'm hoping to include everybody and you and Uj and whatnot. But if you're not sure, then that's cool. I'll plan around that. So
Let me know a date. Maybe I'll make it. Who knows?
okay. Yeah, I'm planning on inviting quite a few people and just and making it a private party. So it's good.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
All right, man. I'll be in touch.
Sounds good. All right. Take care. Say hello to Argentina for me.
Yes, I will. Yeah. They're gonna kill me. Tell them I just talked to Uncle Dave and they didn't get to see it. All right, man. Have a good one.
All right. Take care. You too.
Bye.
Bye.